Hey guys, welcome back to the Creative Process Podcast. In this episode, me and Kenny had the privilege to interview Carson Mcjimsey of Petroglyphs and Until the Unknown. Just a little backstory. Not too long ago, we hit up Carson on featuredex.com to feature on one of our songs for Ionia. And just through working together with him on the song, got in contact with him, and he agreed to come on the podcast. And so without further ado, here's that episode. All right, so Carson, thank you for coming on the podcast. You're in a couple bands. You're in Until the Unknown, the vocalist for Until the Unknown and Petroglyphs. And you're from Southern California?
So no, I'm from Northern California. So I'm from a town called Folsom, California. But roughly around there's multiple towns around like Sacramento area, basically.
Okay.
I wish I was from Northern or Southern California.
Yeah, is it a bit of a drive to get together with those bands?
It's like 8 hours to Disneyland, which is like in Anaheim,
and
it's a bit of a drive. But I mean, I got Tahoe 2 hours away from me. I have Santa Cruz 3 hours away from me, and like Las Vegas 9 hours. So it's like we can just kind of hit everywhere.
Okay,
nice.
You guys are from Grand Rapids, right?
Our situation's kind of weird. I'm from Grand Rapids area. Kenny's from Texas.
Oh, nice, dude. I got family in Texas.
Oh, yeah? Where at?
Amarillo. And our bass player, Nick, lives in Round Rock.
Right. Yeah, that's right. I totally forgot about that. We had actually talked to him briefly. Gabe and I were thinking about maybe, I don't know, tracking with him or something.
He's a good dude. He's really good at what he does.
Yeah, man. I heard some of his just projects he's worked on, and they sounded pretty solid. So
yeah, he was on he was in Notions too.
Okay, right. I think that was the band I was checking out. Kind of more of like a
band.
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with Fire from the Gods. They kind of sound something like that.
Yeah. There was that one song. The first single that they put out was really good. I can't remember what it was. I have the chorus stuck in my. I can literally am singing the chorus in my head right now, but I can't remember what the song's called.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, California is beautiful. By the way, I went up there 6 years ago for honeymoon. So we stayed in.
Where in California?
Half Moon Bay. Do you know where that is?
Oh, it's beautiful, dude.
Yeah, it was
gorgeous.
Yeah, it was very pretty right along the coast there. But yeah, cool, man. So the Until the Unknown and Petroglyphs, they're both from like the same area you're from, or do you have to make a drive out there?
Yeah, so there's no so Until the Unknown, all of our members are from like Sacramento area. I mean, obviously one of our guitar players moved from Arkansas probably about 5 or 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so he actually just moved over to California because he's like, their music scene in California is probably a lot better. And he's a year older. We're all roughly around the same age. I'm 25. He's 26, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. We have two. Yeah. It's me, Marcus, AJ, and Andrew. And basically, yeah, we're all from the same area, though.
Okay. Cool. So I'm going to kind of backtrack here a little bit, just to kind of get to know you a little better as far as your history. Like what early on, like what got you into music? What was your inspiration? You know, what got you into heavier styles of music, or were you always into that? You know, just from as far as you can remember, what were some bands or some albums or stuff that influenced you?
Yeah. Oh dear. Okay, dude. So I listened to like a lot of like I guess you would call it like neon pop punk. Like when I was a freshman, I used to listen to like my like the most favorite band that I used to listen to was like Forever the Sickest Kids. I don't know if
Okay.
you guys know who that is, but like
I've heard of them.
I
Yeah.
loved that band. I loved like Mayday Parade, and I loved like pop punk. I played the drums. So I started playing the drums when I was like 13, 12. And I've always like just been jamming out to music like that. But then I heard like one of my buddies showed me in high school this band called 4 Year Strong, and he showed me their first album, and it was just
Mhm.
like pop punk, but like with breakdowns,
Mhm.
kind of. And I was like, this is kind of tight, like. And so then, and I used to josh on like I'm not josh, but like I used to like just make fun of like metal music. I was like, I can't believe people listen to this music, like I can't believe like why what doesn't sound appealing, and none of it is appealing to me at all. And then like
Right.
I heard Issues,
Okay.
and I was like, yo, this slaps, dude. Like this is really good. But like it progressively, like between Issues and 4 Year Strong, it was like I would listen to a couple a Day to Remember song, and every now and then the songs would keep progressively getting heavier and heavier, the tone of the guitar, until I realized I would I, sometimes I would listen to music. I was like, oh, they play 7 strings on their guitar. What? Like I was a newbie to all of this.
Right.
But then I just listened to like Issues a lot, and like I started like singing to like that kind of style.
What year roughly would you say this is?
Oh, dude, this was probably like my senior year of high school. So like I graduated 14.
Okay.
So it's probably like between the years of 2013 and 14.
Okay. Okay.
And just I instantly like started like I didn't start listening to the Rise records, like those Rise record bands, until like 2016. I never like indulged in like I never like got into like a Mice and Men, or like it like it I was into like the not I wouldn't call it like I'm not saying that music's like cheese, but it's just like I was into like I'm into like definitely a lot more progressive music now. But
Mhm.
like I started listening to like Issues and Icy Stars and Chunk No Captain Chunk and like all the
Okay.
Warped Tour bands
Right. Right.
around that
Okay.
time.
That's neat. Okay. Um.
So then that kind of got me into heavier stuff.
Sure. Sure. Um. So. So before that, was there anything like any other type of influences? Like, I don't know, did you listen to just what your parents listened to, or were you into hip hop at all?
Yeah, my dad was a big Metallica guy. Like he loved Metallica, and I
Okay.
always loved like the just like the act of being on stage and like, you know, performing
Hmm.
for people. I loved that like feeling. It just gave
Right.
me like a good feeling. So, and and I wanted to play the drums in a band all my life. And I couldn't like I just didn't know what to do. Like I didn't
Right.
like, I didn't know. I was like, "Oh, I could just go on Facebook and like find people to jam with." Like no, I was like I didn't think like that.
Hmm.
And so I basically kind of came up a bit late in the scene with that kind of
Okay.
stuff. But yeah, I mean, I listened to like Blink 182 and like Green Day when I was younger.
Gotcha.
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, same. Okay, cool. Do you play any instruments at all, or did you just kind of stick with your voice as your instrument?
So I played the drums since I was like 13,
Okay.
12, 13. I can play a little bit of piano and I can play a little bit of bass,
Okay.
but that's because of quarantine. Like I've been kind of like, bored.
Gotcha.
But I mean, I knew I could like just, I could match pitch in like and when I was younger, like I could sing to songs, and I was like, I could realize like this doesn't sound that bad to me, and like people would look at me and be like, "Oh, you sound good when you're singing." And I almost like I'm really good at like mimicking things, so I could like sound like the person, even though it's like not a good thing.
I
But
see.
like
Yeah.
I guess I could. Yeah, I found like the certain like tone that I wanted really, really early on, and I
Yeah.
had good projection. I was told, so I did have to learn how to scream to be in these bands, though.
Okay, so you originally were just singing, like clean, like it
Yeah, I
wasn't.
mean, yeah.
Okay,
Until the
okay.
Unknown was originally going to be a six member band.
Hmm.
And we were going to have 2 guitar players, a bass player, a drummer, and 2 frontmen. And then our guitar player had to basically, our guitar player, our bass player left. We found a different bass player, and then the vocal, or one of the screamers that was going to be screamer, he was like, "I'll just play guitar." And then he just brought his guitar over and was just shredding. And I'm pretty sure that was the day that he showed me the after image. And I was like, "What the?
Sick.
Am I allowed to cuss? Should I not cuss?"
It's all good.
Yeah, I was like, "What the hell?" I was like, "What the hell am I listening to, bro? This sounds like gold, straight pure diamonds."
Yeah.
But like, I definitely, they definitely, like, we switched it into a 5-piece, and I had to learn how to scream. Like, I was all right. I could already fry. Like, I could do like some fries, because I would practice in my car, because like I kind of got tired of like singing the parts in my car and then like having to stop, or like singing the parts where I was at, and I wouldn't be able to scream the parts because I'd be like, "Oh, this isn't for me," And then I kind of learned how to fry. I started frying to like Michael Bond, like Issues stuff, like old Woe Is Me,
Okay.
and singing like that. And then I heard North Lane, and when I heard North Lane, I was like, I want to go that low, like I want to do that.
Oh
And
yeah.
then like Marcus, one of my vocalists, showed me, or not, or one of our guitar players in our band showed me, and I was like, "Oh, that's all you do?" And I just literally was doing it like every day, like constantly, until now. I just like one of the false chords are some of the main screams that I do.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I can definitely hear that when it comes to your lows. Yeah, they're pretty brutal, man. Listening to both Until the Unknown and Petroglyphs, yeah, you get pretty low as far as the vocal register goes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I can definitely hear that
Cleans are
influence
really
in
good
there.
too, man.
Oh yeah,
Like on Impulse,
Thank you
it's
so
like, what are
much.
these angelic? Like all of a sudden they'll just be like these riffs, and then just like a bunch of 16th notes, like, and
Yeah,
then
dude,
your
it's
cleans will be like I don't know if this is right, but like you're doing like this dotted note pattern, like flowing over everything, and it's like all these angelic cleans. I'm just like, oh, this is awesome.
yeah, it's
Kind of
definitely.
like After Image.
I
That's what it
definitely have.
reminds me
That's
of.
what we go for. Yeah, we don't go for that. We don't necessarily go for that, but it always ends up, sounding like something around that line. But like, yeah, I definitely like it's super art. I mean, if you hear like some of the Until the Unknown like new stuff, the tracks, like just the instrumentals, you'd be
Mhm.
like, I wouldn't even know what to start. Like, I don't even know like how to write to that. Like, it's super hard to write. Like for me, it's super hard to write to, and I'm learning how to do it.
Mhm.
But yeah, like thanks guys, I appreciate it. Like, yeah, that means the world, because I'm super
Yeah.
like analytical on myself about like how I sound. So like,
I know how that goes.
Yeah. How is that like writing for both those bands? Because like it's not like Petroglyphs is like, oh, they're the big band, they're the main band, and then the other band is kind of like, they're both good bands, they're both technical, and I feel like there's a lot of prowess that has to be and time that has to be put into both. It's like, how is that like,
there's
you know,
more
between the two bands?
yeah, there's more like I definitely go about the writing process the same, but like topic wise there's a constant like difference between like topics, or like main
Mhm.
ideas, or what we're going to write about and stuff like that, or what we want to write about. So like Until the Unknown is literally just, we usually write about like not what's going on around in the world, but how these things are happening in the world and no one's doing anything to fix it, or just like, like there's some songs that we have called like the word like it's called sonder, and the definition of sonder is basically, uh we don't know if we're going to call it that, but like we wrote about it being sonder, and sonder is basically the idea that everybody that like walks past you in your like daily day-to-day lives, they all live a complex and, you know just as crazy life as you do.
Mhm.
So that's what we kind of write in, like, into like stuff like that. And then like in Petroglyphs, it's mostly about like, space. Not space, but just like uh I don't know. It's super just super feely lyrics. So like we try to
Mhm.
put you into a feel of like the environment, like of what the sound is and everything. It's super hard to
Okay.
describe.
So like
I'm
Until the Unknown is more specific, and like you'd say Petroglyphs is kind of more what's the word I'm looking for? Just you can have your own interpretation for it.
Yeah, I think that any of the songs, I mean, you could have your own interpretation of any of them. You just have to, ask, like what's the song really about?
Hmm.
But like you could have your own interpretation about any of them. But definitely, yeah, like Until the Unknown is like uh, very progressive, like
Hmm.
with their lyrics,
Okay.
and
Hmm.
Petroglyphs is more of like, you know, wormholes and shit like that. I don't know, like
Do you ever have ideas overlap? Like, are you like in an Until the Known session, like you're jamming with them, like, wait a minute, I could use that for Petroglyphs, or vice versa?
There are some times where I'll be writing for Until the Unknown, and I'll think of something, and I'll be like, well, that goes with the song that I'm trying to write with Petroglyphs right now. So I'll just like catch that, push that aside, like on my phone. Like I have a bunch of like just lyrics everywhere,
Hmm.
and it's just like months and months of that, like saying with the opposite thing. So I'll be at Petroglyphs and thing, and I'll be writing. I'll be like, dude, this would go so good with the new Until the Unknown song. And I'll do the
Hmm.
same thing with that. And just over like months, I'll just have accumulated like a bunch of lyrics.
So you write outside of like for example, when I write lyrics, like I'll listen to a song and that's what inspires me to write the lyrics. You write like outside of any sort of I guess musical like influence, like you just kind of
Yeah, so like
write day to day type
I'll
of thing.
yeah, I won't like write day to day. I'm not like a poetic person. Like I'm
Sure.
not like that. But like, if I have time, like I'm a barber. I work at a barber shop. Like if
Hmm.
I'm like super like slow and I have nothing to do, I'll sit there and just like, you know, get into the mindset of what I was writing about,
Okay.
basically.
Hmm.
So like I have to like usually like just listen to the song constantly over and over. That's the shitty part, is that I like I've heard all of these songs so many times, especially the Petroglyphs ones,
Yeah.
where it's like, oh my gosh, they all just. That's how I just like art. I can't like. It's hard to listen to the music over and over again, and that's what. But
Yeah.
I do that to myself so I can like immerse myself in
Yep.
what I'm writing.
Yep. Okay.
And usually
Hmm.
it's stuff about what's going on, like how I feel, and like things that like what I'm scared of in life, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's good, man.
Yeah, I think I saw that on your story. It was like you're in like a barber shop and you're like jamming North Lane, and I was like, yes.
Oh yeah, dude. When
That seems
everybody
like a shop I
leaves,
want to go to.
yeah, when everybody leaves, I just slap like I'll just put like auras or reflections, playlist on like Spotify, and then it'll just play through this through the barber shop, and the customers
Mhm.
don't care a bit. They're just like, I love the music.
Mhm.
I mean, obviously, it's not that all the time,
Yeah.
Okay.
but
So how'd you get into like the barber stuff? Is that did you have to go to school for that, or you just get that into that right out of high school, or how'd that
yeah.
work
So
out?
I went to college. Like I went to community college right after high school, like 3 years on and off,
Hmm.
just screwing around, doing nothing with my life. And then basically I was like, yo, like I've always wanted to cut hair. Why not go cut hair? So I just went and cut hair I went into a cosmetology school. It was a barber
Hmm.
slash cosmetology school. It's called Federico. And
Okay.
paid a tuition for it, and basically which it's not cheap. It's oh god, it's so expensive over here. It's crazy, dude. You get
Okay.
in Grand Rapids, you guys would be like, that's insane. But yeah,
Yeah.
got your hours. It's like just becoming like a police officer. You have to have 600 hours of this and some hours of that. I had to have a certain amount of hours, and they're called ops. Basically, I just go take a test and get my license and cut hair.
Cool,
It's
man.
cool.
Yeah, how long have you been doing that for?
For about 2 years.
Okay. And is that something you think you're going to be doing for some
Oh
time,
yeah.
or what's the plan with that?
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I'm able to do the things that I want to do in life, make the amount of money that I need to make to support myself,
Yeah.
and I meet cool people at the same time. So
Yeah. That's cool, man. Barbershop in Cali. What? Go ahead and shout it out if you want.
it's called Mugshot Barbershop in Roseville, California.
Cool.
Okay.
The happiest place on earth.
um so yeah, do you, when you write, do you have like a home studio set up, or when you track or do whatever, like is that something you do yourself, or do you guys go to a studio?
That's one thing I don't have at all. Like I don't have any of that equipment whatsoever. I don't have like a
Okay.
computer. All I have is a laptop. I don't have like a interface. I don't have like a. I don't have Reaper or anything like that.
Right.
Luckily, I have Chris, who like literally has all of that at his house, and like
Right.
he has everything that you need. Same with the Boys and Until the Unknown. But it's about time where I need to get all that stuff myself, because
Yeah.
I'm getting kind of. I would like to record my own stuff. So, but yeah, I usually just write on my phone and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Cool. Do you do like voice memos or?
Yeah, so voice memos for like remembering a melody or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just do that.
Yeah. That's a discipline, man.
Yeah, it's kind of getting annoying. So I'm just kind
Yeah.
of like, oh man.
Yeah. That's quite the discipline. I am terrible with that. I wanted to do that, and then I don't know. I just lose track. But yeah, I've got a home studio set up, so yeah, as
Clutch.
just forewarning with that, if you're critical now, when you get a home studio set up, you're going to be like 10 times as critical of whatever you're doing.
Yeah, I'm never gonna get into like the producing thing, because like it like Chris is like, the snare just doesn't sound good, and like I don't want to, I'm not gonna, I don't want to sit there for 5 hours in front of a screen
Right.
mixing 15 snares together to get one perfect. Like that's just not, I don't have I have ADHD so hard, dude. I don't have the attention span for that.
Right.
For me though, I come up like with like guitar parts in my head or something. I'm like, that'd be such a cool guitar part or something like that. If only I could put it into a computer, or a bass part into a
Right.
computer,
Do
or
you
even
think you
have
could ever...
Petroglyphs, or go ahead.
No, I was going to say, do you think because I mean, clearly you have experience with other instruments besides your voice. Do you think you would ever do like a solo project type thing, or has that ever crossed your mind?
I couldn't write guitar. I'd have trouble writing some bass.
Okay.
But I could definitely write the vocals and the drums for sure. Like I could program the drums to. I know exactly what I want is like what it will.
Right.
Like
Okay.
I can make that stuff like come to life for sure. But I would have to have a guitar player
Gotcha.
that I know.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Interesting. So yeah, what are some musicians that you kind of, I guess, currently look up to, or people you'd like to, people you'd like to aspire to be, or even collaborate with, like in either project? Is there anyone in particular, or bands, or?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I would love to sit down and like jam with like the guys from Issues, like just the three of them now.
Okay.
Like the sole instrumental, because they're like really really like they might sound like just normal guys, but I've watched a lot of their stuff, and they're like Sky and Tyler Accord. They're a triplet set of like kids, and they grew up in like Washington, and they like played jazz music intensively, and I think Sky or Tyler is the what's it called,
The vocalist.
one who produces all their stuff. No, Tyler, not Tyler Carter.
Oh, okay.
He got screw him. Yeah, I mean, like, he's kind of weird now.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's a
I
great
heard
singer,
something about that.
but not a great guy.
Right.
Yeah, but Tyler, the scout, the producer, like they've got just great like minds. Like AJ's a great guitar player, and like Josh is a great drummer, like really good. And
Mm.
so like I would love to jam with them. I would love to have a talk with like Kyle from Brand of Sacrifice or like After Image. And
Okay.
then for like writing lyrics, I would probably want to sit down with like Adrian from North Lane.
Yes.
Like I'm pretty sure he was like selling poetry after he like left
Mm-hmm.
North Lane. Like that's insane. He's just selling his poetry. Or like sit down with Ben too.
Okay, so Adrian, is he the first vocalist? Wasn't there?
He's the first vocalist. Yeah, he's the
Okay.
first vocalist for North Lane.
Okay. And then there's a new guy now.
Yeah, and also like Ben English from the
Invent Animate.
Animate.
Yeah.
Or dude, I would love to just have a talk with Andy's. I don't know how you pronounce that. Sizik.
Oh yeah, he's sick, dude.
Dude, it's just like really good at just everything he does. Like
Mm-hmm.
you know, and he seems like a humble guy. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you listen to podcasts at all? Have you heard the one with him on Lead Singer Syndrome?
Yeah, that's the one I was listening to probably about 2 weeks ago, and I
Yeah.
was just like, "You're a freaking animal, bro!" Like, you just-
Yeah.
I've been listening to Wander forever.
Right. Yeah. No, he's a talented dude, and yeah, extremely humble, man. He just seemed like he'd be just a sweet guy to talk to. That was a great podcast. So yeah, I definitely I could see what you mean by that for sure.
Just get tips at all, I guess,
Yeah.
because he like records his own vocals, and just like he literally does like he just does it himself and then sends it back to them. They're like, "All right, sounds good."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I found it interesting. I think the project he does with Nick Nocturnal, I heard a podcast with Nick, and he was actually talking about like how they go back and forth. So he sends them he sends Nick rather the process vocals. Nick mixes it and then sends it back to him, and then Andy's the one that masters it, which I thought
Oh
was
my God.
interesting. Yeah. I thought that was pretty interesting. But yeah, he went to school for audio production apparently.
Yeah, like that's what I heard. That's what I remember hearing in the thing. So I was like, no wonder he's just
Right.
really good.
Yeah, he's good at what he does for sure.
So, what's your opinion on the North Lane stuff? I know you like the old vocalist. What do you think about old stuff compared to the stuff with Marcus?
So I gotta go into. I'm looking at their Spotify right now. I can't even. I don't listen to that much of them. Hold on.
What album was the cutoff for you?
Was it Node? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Node.
Okay.
There were a few songs on Mesmer that were pretty good. And then just Alien just didn't do it for me. Their new single though, Clockwork, I really like the production. I like the sound of like the tone of the guitars. I know it sounds like super edited, or like not edited, but it sounds like super like fake, I guess, but it sounds it's pleasing to the ear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Nolly does their stuff. I know he did Alien. Nolly.
Who's that?
He's the bass player for Periphery.
Oh, okay. Really? He does?
Yeah. I think he might have produced Clockwork too, yeah. But
Damn.
I like his mixes, yeah.
Dude, those guys are just popping out.
Mm-hmm.
So much music just all the time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Periphery?
They're not putting new music out, but yeah, they're just all doing like Misha's doing what's that? He's in Bulb. He has that project Bulb or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And then
great.
what's the drummer's name? Halpern?
Matt Halpern, yeah.
Matt, yeah. Yeah, that guy's a freaking boss.
Mhm.
They're just all really good. I'm not a big fan. Not finger. I'm not a big fan of the singer, Spencer.
Yeah, dude,
But
me
he's a
too.
really good singer.
I 100% agree. Yep.
Like it's really, as a singer, like it's really hard to just switch to minor notes and then all of a sudden like go back to major and then minor and then like it's very he has like a good ear for like what minor note. Just the fact that he can like pick what minor note would sound good in that situation is just, he's been doing it for a long time, you could tell.
Yeah, he's a super talented dude, but yeah, not my cup of tea vocally. But I mean, you can appreciate it for what it is.
It's almost, it reminds me of like Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, he kind of has that vibe. Yeah, it's kind of classical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sings with a lot of vibrato too.
Right.
Like very, you could tell that he like took some classes or was trained when he was younger or something like that.
Right. Yeah, Periphery, that's kind of how I feel about them in general, actually. They're that type of band where it's like, dude, you can't deny that they're talented, but they're just not my cup of tea. But I respect them all as musicians and what they do. Even things they do outside of the band. For example, Giga drums. I know Misha does a bunch of what's his current thing that he's got going? The company's got
Horizon Devices.
Yeah, Horizon Devices. Yep. So he's got that going.
Marcus has one of those.
Yeah, dude. They're doing a lot of stuff with that. So he actually lives I think in Austin or Dallas. He's in Texas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw. I'm subscribed to him on YouTube, and he's like been posting, interestingly enough, videos of this super nice car that he was just selling. And
Texas has so many good bands. There's just so many like just pops out so much good like stuff.
Yeah. I don't think he's originally from here, but he moved down here. He's originally from somewhere up north, I think, or something. And then they all just kind of moved around. But yeah, I mean he seems like a very successful guy, whatever he's doing. So yeah, I mean you can appreciate them for that, for sure.
Nice. Who's the vocalist on the track that you guys had me on?
That would be me.
Kenny. Okay, dude, those are really good vocals.
Thanks,
like
man.
those are really good.
You're making me blush over here.
They what's it called? They remind me of like For the Fallen Dreams or like old era Petroglyphs or era like Impulse stuff.
Oh, dude, thank you. That means a lot. No, I liked what you did at the end, especially. That was like I had heard. I think it was I joined. What was it? About a year ago, and Gabe had told me that Petroglyphs was a pretty big influence on him. Hence why we wanted you on the track. And
hell yeah.
Yeah, whenever I checked you guys out, I mean, I think you guys put how many singles out last year? Was it like 3 or 4?
We put 3. Yeah, 3. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3.
Yeah, I jammed all those last year.
Forward.
Yeah.
We're putting 3 more out.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, there was Downpour.
I think you guys will like them.
Downpour. What was the third?
There's From the Aether.
Yeah.
And then Flash Forward.
Okay.
And Downpour.
Yep. So
yeah,
that sounds about right. Yeah. So yeah, I had checked you guys out last year, and those 3 songs are the ones that captivated me the most, and I was like, dude, these songs are sick. And funny enough, I think I had confused you for an old vocalist, hence why there was a bleh in the song. and because I had heard a Petroglyphs song with a bleh in it, and so
What song is it?
I forget. I think it's an older one, but I thought I'd confused it for a newer song.
Dude, there's all their vocalists that they've had are just they're very good.
Yeah, no.
The last vocalist they had really good false chords. He was just like very, very good at like his false chords sounded like falsy. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. And that's why I actually sent, I guess for the template for what we wanted you to do, there was a bleh in there.
Oh yeah.
And I don't normally do them either. I heard you don't do them, and I was like, I don't do them either, but I thought he did because of, what I had heard from previous.
I do a little bleh every now and then.
But
but I'm more of like lower ones.
Sure. Yeah. No, I hear you.
Stuff like that.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, man, the vocals on the track sounded great. I love how low you can get. I used to do vocals like that. I can still do kind of low vocals, but I tend to stay kind of in the mid range now.
Yeah, I have a hard time doing like mid fries, so like lower fries. Like I cannot get my like fries to sound like the lowest I can go is this low, like for my normal voice. Like it's super. It sucks. My voice. I got a higher register. So like
right.
It sucks. It reminds me almost of like I can't do really anything like the lowest I can go probably would be like the lowest like Michael Bond can go on any issue song that you've heard. Like I can't really do anything that low.
Well, that's cool, man. But yeah, again, I know we had talked about this earlier, but yeah, I appreciate you hopping on the track, man. It sounds killer. I can't wait till other people get to listen to it. So
thank you for hitting me up, you guys too. I appreciate that. It means a lot.
Oh, thank you for hopping on, man. So yeah, I don't know if you have any advice for people who are wanting to pursue music or, kind of just any sort of endeavor musically. Is there anything you'd want to kind of impart to people listening who kind of want to journey in the music industry?
Yeah, just try to if you want to play in a band, just go find, go on the internet is your best friend. Like you can literally do anything on the internet now. So you can your internet is probably not your best friend, but the internet, you have your internet in your pocket or in your hand now. So you can just go on Facebook, type in, a page, bands looking for members or something like that. That's what I did when I was younger, when I started doing that. And then after a while, you'll just start meeting people, I guess. And I don't know, just don't ever I don't want to be cliche, but just don't ever give up on trying to do something that you want to do. And you see other people doing it and getting further, and you're just oh, I'm not progressing anything at all. Or your music doesn't have to sound better than somebody else's music, is what I'm saying, I guess.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good bands and a lot of cool people, and just if you want to get into the music scene, don't be afraid to.
Right. Yeah. No, that's good advice.
I haven't been in that long, so I don't have that much advice to give, but everybody that I've met, or I've never played a show, dude, where after the show someone comes up and they're just you guys suck. I've never played a show like that. I've had people come up to me and be like, hey, your singing sounds kind of whiny. I wouldn't sing, but your lows are awesome. I love the vocals. And I'm just that's totally cool. It's your opinion. And that would never bother me. But yeah, everybody's super nice.
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, that's good. You have thick skin when it comes to that. I'd probably be offended and, I don't know, throw a hissy fit or something.
I do get anxiety after, though.
after a show?
Hardcore. Yeah. So like when people start coming up to you and they're like, those memes where it's like, "Hey man, nice show. You guys sounded sick." Like, there's just like just like having a bunch of people just come up to you and be like, just because they know that they have to, like, not like I'm saying, it's like they're just like, "Oh, I got to go say good job to this band now." It's like, so they're coming up to me. Well, for me, I'm just like, "Oh, thanks, man." Like, I don't know what to say. Like I start like, getting like, it's hard to describe, but I get super anxiety from it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I hear you. I haven't played a show in a long time, but when I did, I definitely get it beforehand, not so much after. After I'm relieved.
Yeah, Chris gets it bad beforehand. Dude, you could be having a panic attack on stage and you would never know.
That would probably be me as well. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just Jenton, just playing straight zeros, and you're just like, all right.
Yeah. I mean, it's nerve-wracking being up on stage. I mean, especially even as a front man, especially, and guitars kind of up front too. Drummers kind of have a back seat, so to speak. But yeah, I mean, people are there. They're watching you. They're watching, the vocalist, and you're the one who's kind of guiding them through the set you're putting. I mean, you're talking in between songs, kind of trying to keep them engaged, and
That's the
it's
hard part
nerve-wracking.
too. Yeah, is talking between and songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I was in drama all my life, and I had to do like a lot of improv. Like I took drama like all 4 years in high school, so I did like a lot of improv and stuff like that. So it's not hard for me to come up with things to say on the spot and like talk. Well, that flows easier for me.
Right.
But I'm more worried about the way that I'm saying it. Like, do I sound weird? Like my anxiety starts. Do I sound like this? Do I sound like what is that guy staring at me? Like, do I did something wrong? Like,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No,
do you have any kind of like ritual or anything before going on stage, or something to help with anxiety, you think? Or I don't know, something like that?
I smoked weed before.
Okay.
I knew that was coming.
One way to do it.
I live in California, so I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
But
I mean, I guess it's like a band, like, do you guys all like get together before going on stage?
Yeah, we get together. I mean, we chill. Like we all. So like Until the Unknown, we're very like Until the Unknown is very I wouldn't hermits are not the word to describe them. They're just very introverts. Mm-hmm. So they're super like the bar is not for them. It's not a place for them. Except for like me and AJ and Until the Unknown, we're the best. We're the kind of people that can like talk to people, Mm-hmm. And everybody can they can still talk to people, but we have like we'll carry on a conversation with somebody, but we don't really like we talk to other bandmates, stuff like that. But like before a show, it's where we kind of stick together and just like think about things that we need to do. Like there's some times where we're just like, okay, remember that one part, like like it has to be like specific. It has to be like super tight. Like because a lot of the music that we play, like the drums, are super complicated. So if it doesn't sound tight, it just sounds like just a bunch of chaos on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So we do that, but before, I mean, like we'll have a drink or something like that.
Okay. Are there any favorite venues around the area that you play in?
Yeah, dude. There's one, two. There's one that closed down recently, but I'm still gonna like count it in there. There's one. I'm just trying to count all the venues. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's like 4 venues that you could probably play. There's it's one of them is like a split between 2, so it's called the Cafe Colonial and Colony. I don't know if I'm actually not up to date on like if they're still open or not right now, but I know that the Boardwalk is a place that we used to play down there, and it's been around since like the 80s, and like most touring bands come through there like all the time, like In the Anime, Reflections, and like Era. We played there before, but there's that one just sold because the owner just died and they're selling it because Pretty sure because of COVID didn't help it either. And then there's
Mm.
Holy Diver, and then there's Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades is the main big venue that like Live Nation does, and Holy Diver is like in the same general area, but they do more like I think they're with Live Nation too, I believe. But yeah, those are just the venues. I like to play at Holy Diver and Boardwalk, but since the Boardwalk's not there anymore, hopefully someone buys it. But since the Boardwalk's not open currently right now, Holy Diver would be the place to play.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Getting to play at Ace of Spades though is like really hard.
Okay.
Not really hard, but you just got to know somebody. It's like, yeah, you got to be able to sell a bunch of tickets, and like it's not what it used to be. Like Ace of Spades used to throw on like summer jam shows all the time, where they used to throw like I'm talking like there was the I can't remember what the tour is called, the summer something tour. It wasn't Summer Slaughter. It was like for like back in 2010, where like bro would be like Asking Alexandria, Woe Is Me, Of Mice and Men, like just every single Rise band or like Warped Tour band you could think of would be playing, and like every local band would get a chance to play there too.
Mhm.
So like, and then all of a sudden, like 10 years later, now it's kind of just like, if you have to be, because I think they sold it. The guy that owns Ace of Spades sold it to Live Nation. So now Live Nation, like, has big people coming through, like Sage the Gemini and like, freaking, I can't even think of anybody at the top of my head.
Yeah, just bigger
But,
touring
yeah.
acts.
Just bigger touring acts, yeah.
Yeah. What does Cali look like as far as the future of shows and venues and stuff like that? Do you guys see any like end in sight? I know the lockdowns have been pretty crazy out there.
So like right now in the area that we're in right now, there are shows that are scheduled to be played around November, August. Like we have the summer something, or what's that tour that's coming? It's like Story So Far, All Time Low, or something like that. Like in August in Sacramento.
Is it called Summerfest or something? Or
Summerfest, yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There's that. We got like Ginger coming to town in like September with Knocked Loose.
Okay.
So just it's starting to open up. Petroglyphs actually played a house show like last month.
Oh, sick. How was that?
Sick.
It was freaking lit, dude. I had like this just it's almost would it be almost 2 years of no playing a show? Is it a year and a half of almost not playing a show? Yeah, almost a year and a half of not playing a show.
Mhm.
And like I just let all my energy out in that backyard. And, like I got home. Have you ever gone teeping before when you were a child, like a kid?
Teeping?
Do you know what that means? Like, teeping,
Yeah.
what that means? Like,
Throwing the toilet paper.
Yeah. Sorry, it's like we're 2021. I don't know. I haven't heard that word in a while. But yeah, dude. Like, have you ever been caught doing that and then like running from somebody or running from like someone who saw you,
Mhm.
and you just have like the most adrenaline that you could possibly have in your body just rushing through you, and you're like, right, and then you like crash after. That's literally how I felt. Like I literally went home, took a moke, and just crashed. I was like, oh my gosh, I could not even like. I felt like my whole body was like I felt like I just got into a huge fight.
Yeah, that's crazy. What was like? How many people would you say were there? Was it small? Was it kind of on the bigger side?
Okay, so it was like a little bit more than a normal show.
Right. Yeah,
a normal
people
local
are
show.
itching. Yeah.
So, but what I will say is that I have a prediction that like we're gonna have like a little roaring 20s of like local music again.
Yes.
Mhm.
To where like it's not just gonna be in Sacramento or California. It's gonna be like everywhere. So everywhere that has venues that plays like music like this and like just this, that kind of vibe, it might get shot back into like the 2008, 7, 9 era where like you could throw a local show and people would just be like, I'm freaking showing up.
I'm about it.
So that's, I think there might be like a little revival because people have been itching to go out, and not just with music. I'm just talking like, people going to bars, people having kids, like just stuff in general.
Yeah, and I think sadly, just because COVID's taken out a lot of some bigger bands or venues, like here, like a couple venues have closed down because they just, you're not selling tickets and stuff like that. I
How
feel
many
like house
venues?
shows will
How
come
many
back.
venues do you guys have over there?
In Grand Rapids, we've got like the Pyramid Scheme. We've got Intersection. The Intersection just got sold though, so I'm not sure what's going on with that.
Are they like big? Are they like kind of like like stagey venues, or are they just like straight up like little dive venues?
The Pyramid Scheme is kind of like a dive one. The Intersection, I think, is pretty big. You'll get big touring acts there. And then you got Skeletones is opening up. That's a big one. I'm really looking forward to that because that's like a lot of older, like hardcore bands used to be there. So they're bringing that back. And then there used to be the Orbit Room that shut down. And then we've got, massive stadium, Van Andel, but not bands like in this scene would really play there. But it's a good amount of venues. But I just think, just with COVID, I mean, I'm surprised. Maybe I'm just blind to this. I feel like house shows would come back more because bands would just be like fed up with it.
That's what I was thinking too. It's not only just like, I mean, you got to be careful right now. Like the house shows, like there's still probably some lady that would be like, they're throwing shows back there. Mm-hmm. But like, give it 3 months, dude, and like,
not in Texas, man.
Oh yeah, no, dude, in Texas, right? Yeah, no, yeah, you guys are probably just like, let's freaking do it. I don't care.
Yeah, screw it. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's interesting. I've actually been saying the same thing for the past, I would say past year. Like I immediately thought that once concerts were shut down, shows, whatever you want to call them. I kind of figured like there'd be some sort of like resurgence of like house shows and yeah, I mean, time will tell, really. But yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. I can see that as a great possibility, and I think it would.
There's people like on Facebook, dude, like in the general area where we're at. We're just like, let's all just pitch in and buy like a. I mean, remember that band that was playing like in Denny's? He was like, "What the fuck is up, Denny's?" Remember that video?
Yeah, that was in Texas.
Dude. Like, there's people that are like on Sacramento, like they're just like, let's just pitch in and buy like an old Red Robin or something. I don't know, like, but like, like they're like, seriously, they're like talking about it.
Hey guys, just wanted to take a minute to talk about our sponsor for this episode, Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
I think that's a good place to pick back up on is like what's next for Petroglyphs or Until the Unknown, if you want to kind of talk about that.
So for Until the Unknown, we're writing right now. Like we got about 12 songs. Yeah. 12 songs. And we're just kind of like, about, I can't remember how many of them are done, but, we're like, just kind of like piecing it together kind of and working on them as we go. And then Petroglyphs has, let me count. I actually have them right here. Hold on. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 songs done. And like 2 more basically to track vocally on, and that's it.
Wow.
And then we'll start probably putting out singles and stuff like that, a little bit more singles.
That's awesome.
But yeah, man. It's coming up quickly. Probably the Petroglyphs album will be out this year, hopefully.
Okay.
Looking forward to that for sure. For sure. Gabe, is there anything else you wanted to add?
No, that's pretty much it, man. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carson, man, it's been great, dude. Thank you for your time today.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
You're a good hang for sure. And yeah, maybe in the future we'll have you back on if we're still doing this thing.
I would definitely love to come back in the future.
Yeah. Sick.
Sounds good.
Okay. So do you want to plug any like socials and projects you're part of?
Shout those out. Petroglyphs, our social media is I think it's at Petroglyphs Band, I believe, and then the social media for Until the Unknown is at Until the Unknown. If you want to go give those a follow, that'd be awesome. And we have like constant updates on them all of them too. So yeah, thanks guys.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
cool. Yeah, thanks for
heard the
coming on the
man.
podcast.
Yeah, appreciate it.